Let me see. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judge Lowell, and this is going to be the state. This is going to be the Fulton State, what we call our Orca Calendar. This is essentially a plea and arraignment calendar for several cases from different divisions of state court. If you are an accused who has an active misdemeanor case against you, I see that some folks are appearing via Zoom, and I do have a few folks in the courtroom as well. Please make sure that you are not operating a moving motor vehicle. Also, please make sure that your participant name on the Zoom screen reflects the correct name. So I do see a few individuals. I see a gentleman in the car, but it says iPhone. You need to put your correct name on your screen so that I know whom I'm addressing. If you are an attorney representing someone in one of the cases, if you're the accused or if you're a witness, please make sure that your video is on as well. All right, you need your video on, but place your screen on mute. I'm going to be addressing the cases based on who's present, and I'm going to get the status of the case to see if a plea is going to be taken, if a trial is required, or whether the case is going to be placed on the dead docket or possibly null crossed. That we'll see how it goes as we approach each case. If you are a defendant or an accused, please remember that this is a virtual, this is a hybrid as well proceeding in which some of the cases are in person, some of the cases are virtual. But nevertheless, I want you to remember that you have a right to remain silent about the facts of your case. Anything you say during the course of the proceeding about the facts of your case, we do have prosecutors who are present, and your statements could be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you could apply with the public defender's office to see if they'll represent you. However, it's sort of a tedious process because you would need to have the application in hand, review it, fill it out, and send it back to the public defender's office to see if they represent you. So first, I'm going to ask folks in the courtroom, are any of you not represented by an attorney? Are any of you represented by an attorney? No. Have any of you approached the public defender's office to see if they represent you? Now, with regards to your cases, yes.
I just got a call saying that.
I can't hear you.
I just received a call stating that I have court date.
All right. Are you aware of the case against you? No? Okay.
I just got an email. He told me that my court date was today.
Okay.
I didn't know that because I never got anything in the mail about the court date. And I've been waiting for like 2 years now.
Okay, but you were aware there was a case against you?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Ms. Wanda Gant, you're the only PD I see on screen. Do you have someone who can come down and interview the individuals here to see if they qualify for the public defender's office?
Good morning, Your Honor. If I may ask that the person give me a call so that I can speak with her virtually.
All right, so you are interviewing them on the phone?
I can do that in this manner. I am unable to come down there right now, Your Honor.
All right. Put your phone number in the chat to me, or we will go ahead and give each of them the phone number to call you. Do
Yes,
all of you
Your
have
Honor.
a phone?
Yes.
Okay. Casey?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the number that has to be given to each of them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Gant, there are 4 individuals right now in the courtroom, and they're going to be given the phone number and they'll call you. And I guess you'll interview and qualify them over the phone. Is that correct? Ms. Gant?
Your Honor, good morning. May you repeat your question?
Yes, I'm
Ms.
saying
Ellen.
there are 4 individuals in the courtroom
Okay,
who are, I'm not sure whether they want to seek the services of the Public Defender's Office. But I'm going to give them an opportunity to give you a call. Now, if they want to proceed self-represented, that's something they can do as well. Okay?
yes, Your Honor, that'll be fine. Thank you.
All right. Folks, you're going to be given a phone number for Public Defense Attorney Wanda Gant. If you want to have the services of the Public Defender's Office, you may call that number, step outside, and if you qualify, she will represent you. But if you don't qualify, then you have the option of either representing yourself or getting a private attorney, okay? Now, if you choose to represent yourself, just remember that I cannot give you legal advice. You will be responsible for understanding how the law applies to the facts of your particular case, all right? Okay. All right, so who is going to make that call? All of you?
The 2 gentlemen said they do not want,
Who does not want?
the Rashid, he
Okay.
wants to follow. on.
Come all the way around to the podium. And sir, did you want to represent yourself? All right, then after him, you're going to come around. Thank you. And what was your name, sir? Frazier? No, what's your name?
Dominic Bashman.
His position number 32. Judge.
32, right, okay. Dominic Lewis Bashiman, is that correct?
Bashman.
Basham, okay. And Mr. Basham, you've been advised of your right to remain silent about the facts of the case, and you have a right to an attorney, but you're choosing to represent yourself. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you understand that I cannot give you legal advice and that you're responsible for understanding how the law applies to the facts of the case. Okay. So are you waiving the right to counsel?
Yes.
I need to hear it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You are Dominic Lewis Passion?
Yes.
All right, could you lower your mask for identification? All right, thank you. You may replace your mask. This is case 20 CR 004422Y. Mr. Dominic Basham was accused of battery, domestic violence. The offense date is August 22nd, 2022. Who is the prosecutor in this case? And you can see the prosecutor on that screen.
Good morning, Your Honor. That would be me, Sarita Githia.
All right, and Ms. Githia, do you have an offer for this case?
Yes, the offer is 12 months to serve 3 days, credit for time served 3 days, family violence intervention program, and no further violent contact with Veronica Hall.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes, sir.
I didn't take the time because I didn't think they were seriously going to proceed
I
with
can't
this.
understand what you're saying.
I didn't take the time to sit down and write up a motion, but can we reschedule this? Because I would like to write up a motion to dismiss. They have no witness, and this is just bogus. This is the state trying to move on, the state trying to collect money from me to say whatever. There's no case. When she contacted the victim said that she didn't want to move forward. So there's no victim in this case that's willing to come forward.
There's no victim?
No, there's no victim.
What do you mean by there's no victim?
If we go to court, she's not coming to court to testify. So why continue to waste time when the young lady contacted them from the prosecutor's office? She said she didn't want to proceed with it. She said that she liked the case to be dropped.
You're talking about Veronica Hall. Okay. So your motion to dismiss is based on the fact that the alleged victim is not going to testify and is not going to testify against you and so forth.
Correct.
And therefore the state does not have enough evidence to go forward with you.
Correct.
All right, I don't need a written motion for that.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Githia, do you have a response to Mr. Basham's motion to dismiss?
Well, Your Honor, on August 22nd, 2020, Mr. Boschman, he did choke her and he did leave several lacerations around her neck as well as a laceration on her eye. So there is a victim
Wait,
on this day. She was, on this day, he did cause these injuries to Ms. Hall.
his argument is that she is apparently going to recant and not testify. So he's arguing that the state cannot meet its burden of proof. Do you have a response?
Just a second, Your Honor.
You can put it back on.
You want it on or off? I'm just asking, because next time we talk, she's gonna say, take it off.
Just put it back on.
Wow.
Your Honor, if I could add some assistance, this is a status conference matter. It's Erica Marshall Story. Good morning. At this time, the state is not required to answer that question. You can put the case over, Your Honor, and we would be happy to have further discussions with the victim. But this is a one-sided conversation with the defendant who may or may not have put conditions or threatened the witness in some way. And the state isn't available at this time to follow up on that. But I believe an adjournment will allow Ms. Githia to have further conversations with the victim and then decide the best appropriate manner to handle the case. And as the court is aware, the state can proceed with the victim or without the victim. The state is bringing the charges, not the victim.
And Ms. Marshall Story, could you identify yourself? The defendant is wondering who you are.
My name is Erica Marshall Story, and I am a colleague of Ms. Githia's. I work
She's-
for the Solicitor General's office.
All right, so Mr. Bashmian, there are two prosecutors on the screen and she's made a response. Do you have a rebuttal?
Yes, I have a rebuttal.
Go ahead.
They've already called the victim, supposed victim, and asked the victim what they like to do. So why are you dragging your feet? There's much more important cases. I didn't have to, we weren't even together during that time when you called her to speak to her. She
Your Honor,
called me.
these
No,
are
no, hang on, Ms.
self-reported-
Marshall Story.
Time out. I gave you your time to talk.
All right, one more time, I'll make a statement like that, you're gonna be sitting in handcuffs in there. One more time. Thank you. Ms. Marshall Story, please do not interrupt him while he's proceeding with his argument. Thank you. All right. Mr. Bashamian, I apologize for the prosecutor interrupting you, but there's no reason for you to snap. Understood?
Ma'am, I'm not snapping. I'm just.
Now,
saying, wow.
proceed with your argument.
Okay, ma'am, I'm not arguing with anybody. I'm saying wow because I'm trying to speak. When I tried speaking, I was told by everybody in the court right away. This lady got to run over me completely to say whatever she had to say.
I
I've lost
agree
a
with
complete
you.
chain of thought because now you threaten me to say if I keep doing whatever I'm doing because I'm getting upset because I'm feeling that.
I agree with you that she should not have interrupted you.
Okay.
Can we get back to the argument of the case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you were saying that, why are they dragging out the case? Go
Are they
on.
dragging out the case? They've been called her over 3-4 months ago when she was working in a total different state. She said she didn't want to continue with it. It was basically, we had an argument. She's a welder, spots on her neck from where she got welding sparks. But if the state wants to continue on with this here to say, contact her again, why not? It's just a little bit more time that we're gonna waste.
Okay. So right now you're asking me to dismiss the case because you know for a fact that the alleged victim has absolutely no interest in pursuing this matter.
Correct. I can
All
actually
right.
contact her probably and have her have something signed from wherever she's at to say that she does not want to and have it notarized for you.
Okay. So,
Would you like me to call her on a phone right now for you?
no, because I have no idea who I'm speaking with. All
Okay.
right.
Your
All
Honor,
right,
am I
Miss-
allowed to speak? I just
No, all
wanted
I'm going to do first of all is deny the motion to dismiss because the prosecutor is correct. Once a case comes with the court, it's really not up to the alleged victim, it's up to the state. If they have evidence over and above what the victim has, then they can proceed. And if they do not, then at the time of trial, they won't be able to meet their burden of proof and you get acquitted, okay? So,
Your
Miss.
Honor, if I may, just so the record is clear, I again want to state, these are self-serving statements the defendant is making. And I would assume based on the procedural posture of the case that there was an order of protection that was given. And that would have meant that he would have had no further contact or no violent contact with his victim. And clearly he has had contact with the victim. So in light of that, Your Honor, I'd ask that you take all of that into consideration when deciding how next to proceed.
I'm trying to find the order. So it says simple assault, bond set at this amount by Judge Ashley. That was back in 2020. Do you have a copy of the bond order with no further contact? I just have the. There was an FTA back in September of 2021. All right. So, Mr. Bashman, I know you got your hand up, but I've already denied your motion to dismiss.
Okay.
All right. So the next step is then, if you'd like to plead not guilty, then we can put this case down for trial.
Okay, Your Honor, I understand what you just said. Can I say something in
Yeah,
regard to what you just said?
If you want to, but there's really no need to respond to that.
I want to, it's an attack on me right now. I cannot control who calls my phone. I cannot control who texts my phone. I don't have to push anybody to do anything. Not guilty.
All right. So, Ms. Marshall Story, I'm going to arraign the case. You want me to read the accusation, Mr. Bashman?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Do you want me to read the accusation? I am going to arraign the case. You need to listen to me very carefully. I'm going to go through the process of arraignment, which is a formal process, and it is simply something that we do so that we make sure you understand what's the next step, right? Do you want me to read the accusation that was brought against you?
That's good.
Repeat.
No, ma'am.
You don't want me to read it, so you waive a reading of the accusation.
Okay, read it, please.
Okay. So this is the accusation that was filed against Dominic Lewis Bashman on August 31st, 2020. Accusation number 20 CR 00442QY, in which the Solicitor General of Fulton County, who is the head prosecutor, Keith Gamage, in the name and on behalf of the citizens of Georgia, do hereby charge Dominic Lewis Bashman with the offense of battery, family violence, and misdemeanor for that said accused in Fulton County, Georgia, on or about August 22nd, 2020, did intentionally cause physical bodily harm to Veronica Hall, who is the girlfriend and reside in the same household of said accused, to wit, the accused choked Veronica Hall, which resulted in lacerations on her neck in violation of Georgia law OCGA 16-5-23.1 F1. All right, this is the accusation that's been filed against you with that misdemeanor offense. Upon your entry of a not guilty plea, the case will then be set for trial. The trial will be held before Judge Fred Edie. All right. You have a responsibility of making sure that your address and your contact information is current with us at all times. And Judge Edie will send a notice for trial calendar to you for you to appear in his division. Do you understand, sir? Okay. You are legally presumed innocent of this charge. And when the case goes to trial, the prosecution has the complete burden to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, how they do it is not within my knowledge, okay? But at the time of the trial, if they do succeed in proving their case beyond reasonable doubt, and you are convicted of such offense, you could face up to a year in prison and or up to $1,000 fine. Given this information, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
All right. So this case is formally arraigned.
Ma'am,
Just 1 second. Right? And it's going to be further notice for trial before Judge Edie. Yes, sir.
okay, my question is because during all of this here, it was during
You
COVID.
need to speak up.
Okay, during all of this, it was during COVID time, correct? So my question is does the 90 days start now to a speedy trial or back then, or the 90-day thing is thrown out because of the COVID excuse?
You can go ahead and file your demand for a speedy trial. Make sure that you serve a copy on the prosecutor. And then the prosecutor will have the responsibility of making sure that they comply with the plan of a speedy trial.
Now, since there's two of them, do I need to file with both of them? Because I don't
Just
want,
file it with the Office of Solicitor General.
okay. Okay, that's all.
All right,
Okay,
that's it.
thank you much.
Thank you. You're free to go.
No.
Oh, hang on.
Put them right there. Give me the P, too. The P. That's it.
All right.
Fill it out for you.
That's it.
Just fill this out for you.
Go back, if it's, can I go like that? I don't want to stand up.
You go right to the back.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Oh. Who else do you want the services of the public defender? Yes, sir. You had to come forward. And what was his name? Yes, sir. What is it? Please sit properly. And what was your question? Stand up and ask the question.
You have a question, sir? She's asking you to stand up.
don't know why I'm here.
All right. Then what's your name?
Hey,
Stand up and tell us your name.
Davis, Leroy Davis.
Leroy Davis.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let us see if you have a case with you, okay?
Okay,
And if you don't, you're free to go.
okay.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Paul Mccrory,
Spell your last name.
MCCRORY.
What position is he?
He doesn't.
Oh, I got it. Paul Mccrory. Is that right?
Oh, say.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's position 28 on our calendar. And Mr. Mccrory, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. And you're deciding to proceed representing yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you do understand that if you waive your right to counsel, that you are responsible for understanding how the law applies to the facts of the charges brought against you.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm looking at this case, it's 20 CR 004-278Y. And this is for two charges brought against you: theft by deception and theft by receiving stolen property. It looks like this case, an accusation was filed on August 5th, 2020. It's had quite a few times on the calendar. Okay, who is the prosecutor who is trying this case today?
Your Honor, you said Paul Mccrory, right?
Paul Mccrory, Mccrory.
That is my case, Your Honor.
All right. And so right now, Mr. Mccrory, I'm going to ask the prosecutor. Ms. Mccrory, can you see her on the screen?
Which one are you?
Ms. Mccrory, if you want to wave your hand.
I'm Mccrory.
Oh, I meant Ms. McGethier, sorry. There she is. Okay, you see her?
You see me?
Okay, all right. She's going to tell you what they're willing to offer to you if you decide to plead guilty or no contest with charges.
Okay.
You have the right to consider the plea. You also have the right to, as you saw, enter a not guilty plea and have a trial. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Ms. Githia?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is 12 months of probation, a theft class, and a $300 fine.
All right. And the reason for this particular offer with the fine?
This is the, just 1 second.
I have a last incident with Mr. Corey from 2009.
I do apologize, Your Honor, one second.
That's okay, that's okay.
It was the Xboxes that were stolen. And it was the fine, just so in addition to the theft class, a fine, because we are not seeking restitution in this, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mccrory, there were 2 warrants issued in this case. And right now, you have a right to go to trial. You have a right to an attorney if you want to apply with the public defender's office. As you've heard the prosecutor, they're giving you an offer if you decide to plead guilty or no contest to the charges. It's 12 months of probation. While you're on probation, you complete an anti-theft class and you pay a $300 fine. Do you have a response?
Yes, I do. Your Honor, I was duped into this pouring the PlayStation at Cash America. The manager's right there when they're pouring it. I asked the guy, I just took him up there and how he ended up pouring it. He didn't, we got there and his ID went expired and I used my ID. But what I'm saying is they locked him up. He's been charged with burglary, even prison and all that. And I don't see why I'm charged with anything because I ain't doing that.
Okay, so you want to plead not guilty and have a trial?
I mean, I don't really want to try to go through all that because I'm working and I work out of town a lot and I don't want to miss my.
It's your decision, sir. I
Understand,
really
understand.
cannot advise you because you're not talking to the public defense attorney.
So maybe I didn't, maybe I need to talk to a public defender.
Do you want to talk to the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to give you the number. Casey, if we can give him the number.
Your Honor, I do have his number and I certainly will reach out to him as well,
All right,
along with position 24, Leroy Davis.
okay. So we're going to give you a phone number. You need to step outside and, or she has your number, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So if you like to step outside, you can talk to her. She can call you or you can call her. Okay. All right. Is anybody else representing themselves? All right. Oh, Mr. Leroy Davis, do we have this case on the calendar?
We do, Judge, he's position number 24. Are you're gonna represent yourself, Mr. Davis? Or are
No.
you waiting to talk to?
They don't know why they're here.
I don't know if I'm representing myself.
I think Ms. Gant said she was representing position 24.
She said she would call and speak with him in position number 33. Position number 24 and 33 are in the, they don't know why they're here, but they don't know if they need to speak with the public defender or not.
Okay, position 24 is Leroy Davis.
All right.
Are you Lerod Denoris Davis? All right, please stand up, sir. Mr. Davis, we have a case, 20 CR 0041911Y, in which you were charged with obstruction of an officer, simple battery against an officer, and criminal trespass. And I'll be glad to, yeah, I know this is about 2 years ago. I understand that. But these were charges that were made, and you did not appear before Judge Edie on September 21st. We couldn't reach you. We got return mail on July 21st. We have a 600 Lake Forest Drive address. Is that your current address?
I never stayed at Lake Forest.
Well, that's the charge brought against you.
That's why I got into the trouble at 600.
Okay, hang on. I may have pulled up. Hang on, I may have, hang on, what's this?
No, his address is Kennedy Court.
491. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we had a failure to appear on, excuse me, May 26, 2021. 2292 Kennedy Court. Is that your current address? Okay.
Address forever.
The prosecution sent you an offer letter back in May of 21st. Did you receive it? Can you print that out, please?
Your Honor, if I may interrupt just one moment, which position are we looking at?
This is Davis, State versus Leroy Davis. He has no idea why he's here. Just 1 second, please.
This was from 2021, Judge. Did you still want me to print it out? Because I don't know if these were the solicitors that were on the case.
Okay, yeah, we won't print it out. Can you lower your mask, please? Okay, you can replace your mask. You were arrested and you were in court on February 16, 2019 for this case.
I mean,
I'm looking at it, sir. It's you.
I'm sorry, young. That's like what, 40? I don't remember.
No, don't, if you don't remember, that's fine. That's fine. And have you spoken to the public defender's office?
Oh, I mean, we don't know when I'm
Your
here.
Honor, if, I do apologize for interrupting. I see his number in the chat, so I'm under the impression that he wants to speak to the public defender, and I'm happy to take him offline and give him more information about what's going on to see if he qualifies for the services, for our services.
Would you like that opportunity?
But to speak with her?
Yeah,
I mean, if it's gonna tell me more about what happened so I can defend myself, then maybe, but.
all right. I think that's good. I think that's good. That's a good plan of action. To speak to the public defender so she can refresh your recollection.
Yeah, because I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm being a good citizen. I've got a job at the airport, you know, I'm staying out of all the trouble. So-
Okay, Mr. Davis, I'll be happy to speak with you, sir. I do.
Okay, you have his number, Ms. Gant?
I do have his number. I will give him a call momentarily if he may just step outside into
If you
the,
want to step outside, you got your phone?
I got my phone right
Okay, just make sure you have that on and the PD will call you.
and Your Honor, if I may, I also have the same message for Harold Walker. I see his number in the chat as well. If he may step outside.
Is there a
I'm happy to
Harold
call him
Walker
as
here?
well.
Okay, the public defense attorney will call you if you'd like to step outside. Anybody else? Okay. All right, Ms. Gant, I'm going to let you be responsible for, as soon as you speak to them, make sure that they qualify, let them know, and when they come back in, I can address them, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. With regards to the other two gentlemen,
They work for the marshals.
okay. All right, attorneys on the screen. I see Attorney Larry Korn. Good morning, sir. Who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. Actually, I'm here as part of just one of the public defenders handling the cases.
I am as well, Your Honor. Good to see you this morning.
All right, good morning. Thank you. Mr. Chuck Britton. You're here for position 12, Pamela Butler.
Yes, ma'am. I'm an attorney in North Carolina, so I just want to make that clear. I'm not here in my capacity as an attorney. What I do is I serve as public guardian up here in Cumberland County, North Carolina, which is where Ms. Butler resides. Ms. Butler has been adjudicated incompetent by the courts up here in North Carolina. This occurred after, I think, the incident that she has these charges on. I had been in conference. I had a previous conference with an attorney up there. I want to say it was Ms. Challenger, or it may have been a Heather Tucker. Have I had that right? Oh, I'm sorry, Heather Tucker. It was either Heather Tucker or Ms. Challenger, and we had previously sent in my letters of appointment and the order of the court here in North Carolina that found Ms. Butler as incompetent. She is currently in a facility here. She will most likely not be released. Her driver's license has been revoked under North Carolina law when she was adjudicated incompetent. I'm just here as she cannot be here herself.
All right.
So,
Ms. Marshall Story, do you have a
Yes,
response?
Your Honor. I actually have sent Mr. Britton a message in the chat, and explain that this case is now outside of Judge Edie's division and now in the Orca division. If he can forward me the paperwork showing that he is a guardian and any other paperwork that shows that the defendant has been deemed incompetent by the proper authorities in North Carolina, we may be able to resolve this matter to
Okay.
her benefit, but obviously I would need something showing that information.
And that's wonderful. And I plead ignorance. I have no idea what Orca is, but
Of course.
I've also sent Ms. Marshall Story a message back saying if she'd send me her email, I'll be more than I can scan it in and email it to her right now. My legal assistant's working from home today, so I can get that scanned in. I do know how to do that. So I can scan in all that stuff and I can email it to her right now.
Okay, so Ms. Marshall Story is going to put her email in the chat to you, Mr. Britton.
Perfect.
And we're going to hold off on this case until right now. I mean, hold off. I'm going to get, I'm going to get a decision today.
Your Honor, I'm not able to resolve this with, I'm guessing, a no pros today. I would need to review those documents and obviously speak with our supervisor, Ms. McCutcheon. So if he can forward that information, that's fine, but there won't be a resolution today based on the charges, which are DUI charges.
What's not a DUI?
It's failure to yield right away and failure to maintain lane or improper lane change. There's no DUI.
There was a DUI drugs, was that, it may have been NOD'd and I don't know. Let
Okay.
me,
So Ms. Marshall Story, as soon as you get the paperwork, try to reach your supervisor and get a decision today. I'm not resetting this case. Mr. Britton, please go ahead and send the documents to Ms.
I'll
Marshall
do that. And
Story.
I see the address right here. So I got my file
Excellent.
here. I'll scan that in and shoot that right over to her.
All right, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to Jason Mcclendon. Mr. Mcclendon, good morning. What's your
Morning, Your
case?
Honor. I have Mr. Cambrone, Marco Cambrone on this calendar.
Could you give me the last four numbers of the case? Unfortunately, this is not alphabetical.
Your Honor, it's position number 9.
Thank you, Ms. Marshall Story.
Thank you, Ms. Marshall Story.
Oh, okay. And Marco Cambron, is he on the screen?
on the
I
call.
see him here. Yes, okay.
Your Honor, this is a DUI case. I have not received any discovery. So at this point, I can't recall if he's been arraigned. If not, I would waive formal arraignment, plead not guilty, and allow us an opportunity to get discovery and evaluate how we should proceed on the case.
All right. I'd like the state to get an opportunity to present a plea offer as well. Ms. Marshall Story, do you have a plea offer?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I just moved into Odyssey because I did think that discovery had been sent at some point during the previous time with the division judge. But the offer in this case is 12 months to serve 24 hours in jail, credit for time served, the remaining balance to be served on probation, alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, a risk reduction course, a $300 fine, 80 hours of community service, 1 victim impact panel, and random testing on probation. I will no process the remaining charges.
And that was only on the DUI less safe, right?
That is correct.
All right. Looks like a offer letter was sent. I'm not sure to whom. From Heather Tucker, who was, all right. And I do see there was a motion to suppress, motion for discovery, and discovery apparently was. I'm not sure to whom it was sent, whether it was sent to the public defender's office or Mr. Mcclendon, you filed an entry of appearance.
I did.
Yeah, back in 2020. Okay. So how would you like to proceed, Mr. Mcclendon?
I don't think it would be prudent to resolve this matter to the charge as originally charged without discovery. So I think that in order to do my due diligence, that we would have to reset this matter for or waive arraignment or whatever needs to be done to move the case so I can get discovery.
Your Honor, discovery was sent to Mr. Mcclendon on the 12th of May in 2021 by Heather Tucker.
That's what I'm looking at. Did you receive it, Ms. Mcclendon?
No. And when I received the notice, Your Honor, I went back and checked my emails. I checked my physical file. I checked the online file. I do not have discovery.
I don't see where it was sent. I just see the material. It doesn't indicate that sent. So I don't know.
I've worked out cases with Ms. Tucker before. Her emails would not have gone to junk. I didn't receive it. That's all.
Okay. So what we're going to do is reset this case. Is 3 weeks out insufficient for you to review and see if a plea may be made, or?
When you say review it, I mean, if I can receive it prior to that, yes, ma'am. But if I don't receive it, then no.
Okay. Miss Marshall Story, is there a way we can resubmit the same discovery to Mr. Mcclendon? And if you have any other additional material that's discoverable to be sent to Mr. Mcclendon, and can it be sent via email? Because I'm looking at it right now. It's just a PDF.
And obviously, if there's a video, I'd like the video. If that could be emailed by evidence.com.
Yeah. Anything else that's discoverable?
Well, Your Honor, I would argue that the state has submitted the required discovery. I do see that it was sent to the
Ms.
attorney,
Marshall
but I'm
Story,
happy
we
to
need
do
move
that.
this case along, and if the defense
agree,
hasn't
Your
got
Honor.
it,
I'm happy
so
to
here,
send it.
listen very carefully. Resubmit the discovery to Mr. Mcclendon, including any discoverable materials such as video cam and so forth. And then we're going to reset it 3 weeks out. Or when's the next calendar, Ms. Strong?
My next, we send it for on the final plea calendar, Judge?
Yeah.
That would be until September 16th for me.
Okay, so we're going to reset it for September 16th. You can go ahead and file your waiver of arraignment if you choose to do so, Mr. Mcclendon. I hope you received the resubmitted discovery, and if we're going to put it on a final plea calendar. If your client doesn't want to plead, just call us and we'll take that case off the calendar. Okay?
Understood. Thank you.
All right.
And what was that date again, Your Honor? My apologies.
It's
September
September 16th.
at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Mcclendon, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, let me see. Are there any other attorneys? Mr. Cambron, please speak to your attorney, okay? You are free to go.
Good morning, Judge. Ricky Richardson.
Yes, sir, I do see you there. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. I represent DeMarcus Miller. He is on the platform just below Mr. Corn.
Yeah, position 14, okay? Yes,
Judge.
sir.
I just corresponded with Miss Marshall Story. She's going to, I guess, get me the discovery information, and we're going to try and get her some reciprocal information that I think will probably resolve this case short of any kind of trial.
Okay. Is that going to be done today, or do I have to give you a different date?
If you can give us another week, I'll try and facilitate my part. I'm working from home, so I'll get to my office later this afternoon and scan everything to her today or this weekend. And I think if she gets my information and has a chance to vet it, it should hopefully bring it to a quick end.
Your Honor, that's fine. I have had correspondence with Mr. Richardson, but I believe the September date, as you know, we have several calendars coming up. And so if you could give that September date, that would give the state time and defense time to have proper conversation.
That's fine with me, Your Honor.
All right. Oh, my goodness. September 16th for a final plea. If you all resolve it before then, we can take the case off the calendar. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Miller, please speak with your attorney about your case. We're going to see you on September 16th unless the matter gets resolved before then. All right?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Will be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you. You're free to go.
I'll be in touch with Marshall Story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other attorneys? No? Okay. I'm just going to call the names in the way that I can see the video. and the name. So I see a Jennifer Wilkie. Ms. Wilkie is position 31. Ms. Wilkie, you have a case 20 CR 004419Y, State versus Jennifer Rochelle Wilkie for battery domestic violence from August 15, 2020. You have a right to remain silent about the facts of the case. And if you say something about the facts of the case, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. Are you represented by counsel? You need to unmute your screen.
Can you hear me?
Right, loud and clear.
I applied for a public defender, I believe. I'm not really sure what they decided.
All right, let's see. Mr. Corn or Ms. Gant, you may be talking to me. Mr. Corn, if you had.
I don't have record of an application, but I can send her one to complete, or I'll fill it out. Ms. Wilkie, if you could put your email address in the chat, I will send you an application, all right?
Okay, how do I do that? Where's the chat part?
There are normally 3 dots. Using a phone?
Yes.
There are normally 3 dots, and you touch that and it'll have a pull down menu.
Okay.
All right. And once you get the email for the application, maybe you might want to resubmit the application that you did complete, if you still have it. Would that work?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is good. 31 is going to be on hold for PD representation. Okay. All right. Ms. Wilkie, please work quickly with Mr. Korn so we can resolve your case. All right.
Okay, I was gonna plead not guilty. Do I still need a public defender, or?
If you want to plead not guilty, it's entirely up to you, but you can still speak to the public defender to explore that decision. All right. And also you will have an opportunity to hear an offer from the state if you want to resolve the case today.
Sure.
All right. So, yeah, have you sent the email?
Yes.
Yes, she has. I'm going to send her a application right now.
All right. All right. Ms. Wilkie, please place your screen on mute. Anthony Padmore.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Padmore is position 6. Okay. All right, Mr. Padmore, your case is 20 CR 003-717Y. Anthony Allen Padmore accused of driving under the influence of alcohol as safe and failure to maintain lane and reckless driving. And this was from April 21st, 2019. You've already been advised of your right to remain silent. Are you represented by counsel?
I thought I had a public defender, but I'm trying to get in contact with someone, but not right now.
You put your phone number in the chat to either Mr. Korn or Miss Catrice Helen. Do you see?
I've sent the email and I've got back an application, but I'm not able to print out the application at this moment because I'm currently on vacation. I just found out about this yesterday.
Is Mr. Padmore able to fill it out electronically and email it back to us?
I can do that.
Thank you, Mr. Padmore. As soon as I receive that application, I'll be calling you and talking to you. I'm going to message you in the chat to get your email and contact information, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Position 6 is also looking for PD representation. All right. All right. Is there anyone else on the Zoom screen who's appearing for a case because you were summoned to appear on the Zoom? I see a Watson, Michelle Ferris, Robertson, Rich Lotto, and an iPhone. So if you want to appear on video and tell me whether you're here for a case. Miss Watson, are you here for a case?
I guess I just received a letter, so I don't know.
What's your name?
Khalees Watson.
Right, your position 5. You got a case from June 28, 2019. 20 CR 0033704Y. And you were accused of driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe, reckless driving, possession of an open alcohol container, fleeing or attempting to elude, hit and run, and failure to obey traffic signs. That's quite a few charges there. Do you recall this case?
No.
All right. Today is the day to either plead guilty or consider a plea offer. It looks like this is an open case. All right, but you were not arrested for it. I guess you were just cited for it.
No, I was arrested.
What agency arrested you?
I guess.
Do you recall which jail you went to?
In Atlanta, I know.
Sorry, was it Rice Street Jail? Fulton County? Because I don't have a booking here.
I guess. I think so.
It might have been the city of Atlanta, Judge.
Yeah, it may have been APD, Judge.
Okay. All right. So anyways, this is an open case. It looks like it was with the city of Atlanta, and then now it's with Fulton County. Have you spoken to an attorney?
No.
You don't recall being arrested for DUI back in 2019?
I remember the incident, but I don't remember what. I can't recall everything that went on.
I'm asking you, do you recall being arrested for driving under the influence in September 2019?
Yes.
Okay. So this is an open, active criminal case against you. You have not spoken to any attorneys, correct?
No.
All right. Would you like the opportunity to speak to the public defender?
I guess so.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would like to, Mr. Korn?
Yes,
Would you like to address this one as well?
I would be happy to, Your Honor. Ms. Watson, if you could put your phone number and email address in the chat, I will be happy to send you an application, all right?
Okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right. Michelle Ferris, Ms. Watson, you can place your screen on mute. All right.
Hi.
Hello. Ms. Ferris, is that your correct name, Michelle Ferris?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Do you have the last 4 numbers of your case?
I came here, I got a case with somebody else. I'm the victim.
Oh, I see. And who's the defendant?
Her last name is Smith.
All right. I do have Miss Smith in the courtroom.
It may be position number 30, Your Honor.
Speaking.
Are you Shanicia Smith? Okay. All right, Ms. Ferris, you may be on mute right now. We'll address you shortly. Ms. Ferris, have you spoken to the public defense? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I did.
And?
I have to see another outside of you all. Because they already defended her case. So,
You need a conflict attorney?
yeah.
She don't need to do.
All right. Who did you speak to?
Ms. Wanda Gant?
Ms. Wanda Gant? All right. If you'd like to come around. Ms. Marshall Story, this is position 30. Is that your case?
No, Your Honor, that is Ms. Githya's matter.
Githya's case? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, do you see Ms. Githya on the screen? She's waving her hand.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the prosecutor, okay? And in your particular case, this is 20 CR 004-295Y. You were accused of simple battery and simple assault from April 18, 2019. So you do have a right to remain silent. You do have a right to an attorney. And I guess, what did the attorney say? You need to be represented by someone outside the office?
Yes.
The reason being because Ms. Ferris is represented by the public defense office?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to seek the services of the conflict? You would need to go up. We need to wait to appoint you, and then you need to come back to court.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to hear what they're offering right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Githia, what's the offer for the charges right now?
The offer is 12 months probation, 3 anger management classes, and no contact with the victim, Michelle Ferris.
All right.
I still want to go upstairs because I still have to deal with her.
Repeat. You still have to deal with Ms. Ferris? And how is that?
Because I date her child father. So like he get her on the weekends and she still contacts me.
All right. But the point is, they're saying that what the prosecutor is saying is that if you decide to plead guilty or no contest to the charges, the sentence would be being on 12 months probation. You need to take 3 anger management classes, and that you need to stay 200 yards away from Ms. Ferris and not speak to her at all.
Yeah, I want to talk to a public defender.
Okay. All right. So we're going to reset. Do we have another status calendar?
It's September the 9th at 9 a.m.
Okay. You need to go upstairs to the first floor, speak to the clerk's office, and say that you need a conflict defense counsel. Do you understand? You need to write that down? Okay, conflict defender, okay? Because the public defender's office cannot represent you. And we're going to reset your case to September 9th. And hopefully your conflict defense attorney and you will show up and y'all can discuss whether you want to plead not guilty or whether you want to consider the plea offer. All right? All right. Do you want to write down the date? Do we have current contact information?
Just fill out a code. Just want to make sure.
Just a minute, just want to make sure you have the correct contact information.
Yale Terrace.
No.
I need. Can you?
What you need?
Update address. Oh, address. I have the telephone. You got the.
All right, as soon as you do that, go upstairs and see if we can get the appointment. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So position 30 is reset to September 9th. All right, is there anyone else on the screen? Miss Ferris, she's gone?
Yes.
Oh. All right, Mr. Lotto, is that your legal name?
No, Frederick Chappelle.
Frederick, what?
Chappelle.
Frederick Chappelle.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, his position 20. Mr. Chappelle, your case number is 20 CR 0040591. This is from a February 16, 2019 incident in which you were accused of driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, reckless driving, failure to keep the drive on the right side of the roadway, failure to maintain lane, and possession of an open alcohol container. I've already advised everyone of the right to remain silent, and you have a right to an attorney. How would you like to proceed in terms of getting an attorney?
If I can't receive a public defender, I will try to hire one.
All right. Ms. Githia, do you have an offer to state for Mr. Chappelle?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is 12 months to serve 24-hour confinement, a $600 fine, 40 hours of community service, alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, risk reduction, 1 victim impact panel, that's for the DUI less safe, and the remainder will be null prost.
All right. Did you understand that, Mr. Chappelle?
Yes.
All right. So that is the offer if you want to go ahead and plead guilty or no contest, but that's something that you don't have to take. I'm just putting it out there for you to consider. But in the meantime, you also have a right to get an attorney. Have you applied for the public defender's office?
No, ma'am. I didn't. I didn't receive a response. They sent me. I got an email about the terms.
I'm sorry, could you put your phone down and then don't move it because it's very distracting? Okay. Now, did you fill out an application for the public defender's office?
No, I didn't receive an application.
You have not received it, okay.
No.
Put your email to Larry Korn. He's one of our public defense attorney. You see him on the Zoom.
Let me see. Oh. No.
Well, just put your email in the Zoom, sir. I'll contact you. I mean, in the chat.
Okay.
Do you see the chat feature on Zoom?
Yes.
All right, you can type in your email there and address it to Larry Korn, PD.
Okay.
All right. Do not
Okay.
leave until I find out whether you qualify or whether you'll need a private attorney. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You can mute your screen. Okay. I have a Khalees Watson. Have we addressed that?
Yes,
Okay. R. Robertson, have we addressed him?
I don't believe so, Judge.
R. Robertson and someone with iPhone. If you want to start your video so I can identify you and see if you have a case with us. iPhone and R. Robertson. Okay.
Judge R. Robertson, I believe, is an assistant.
Oh, okay.
One of the
Khalees Watson.
Khalees Watson should be speaking with the public defender.
right, Mr. Korn.
All right.
And Judge, I have one update. I apologize for interrupting. For position 6. Mr. Padmore does not qualify for the services of the public defender's office. However, he would like to speak directly to the solicitor over position 6. I believe his contact number is in the chat.
Ms. Githia, is that your case? Position 6, Anthony Padmore.
That would be Miss Marshall Story's case.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. It's my case.
All right. He's put his phone number in the chat. Begins with a 929.
And you said position number 6?
Yes.
Padmore?
Anthony. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor.
I can actually put you all in a breakout. Mr.
Your Honor,
Jordan.
I'm sorry. And I do apologize. That won't assist me. I needed an updated GCIC in order to ascertain whether there were any prior DUIs. And unfortunately, I have not received that.
You do not have his GCIC or?
I do not. I need an updated GCIC. The GCIC that I have is the one that was given or taken back when he was in the division court, judge's courtroom. So I do apologize. The person who does our GCICs went on vacation, and I just don't, I can't give an offer at this time. And again, my apologies for that.
All right. I'm trying to see if we can get a pretrial officer. Do you think we can get Mr. Tucson or?
I'll call him, Judge.
Hmm?
I'll reach out to him.
All right, we're going to try to reach out a pretrial officer. Mr. Patmore, the prosecutor is Erica Marshall Story. Do you see her on the screen?
I'm here.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We're going to try to see if we can get an updated background report about you. And once Ms. Marshall Story gets the updated information, she'll be prepared to discuss with you about your case. Okay?
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Judge, it looks like.
And Your Honor, I am prepared if you would like to go back to the matter where there was a
Mr.
guardian attached.
Yes, yeah.
I am going to go ahead and no process that matter is completed. I just need to know to whom to send it.
Okay. You can send it to Miss Casey Strong.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Britton,
Yes, ma'am.
the case with regards to Pamela Butler is what we call null prost, or it's the state is going to file a notice of intent to not prosecute.
Well, thank you very much. I certainly do appreciate that. And thank you to the court, and thank you to Ms. Marshall Story. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Britton, for showing up and
All
being
right,
patient
all right.
in resolving this. Appreciate it.
Well, if there's ever anything I can do for y'all, just give me a holler.
Will do. Thank you, sir. You enjoy North Carolina.
And that was Casey Strong, is that correct?
Casey Strong, yes.
Okay.
Is on the Zoom is Orca/C Strong, but you have her email, yes? It's also in the chat.
Oh, yes, I have everything. I just wasn't sure to
Okay.
whom to send it.
All right, great.
Judge, it looks like position number 8 is on.
Okay.
Judge, if I may interrupt a second, Ms. Wilkie, have you completed the application and sent it back yet?
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm on a different phone.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Brian Koger, and what position number did you say was?
8, I'm sorry.
8, okay.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
Brian Koger, you have a case 20 CR 003-770Y, in which you were accused of theft by shoplifting and obstruction from July 5th, 2019. Mr. Koger, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say about the facts of the case, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and have you applied for the public defender's office?
No, ma'am.
All right. Would you like to speak to a public defender, or would you like to represent yourself? Today's the day for you to tell me.
Public defender, please.
All right. Do you see Mr. Larry Korn, PD, on the screen?
Yes, I do.
All right. In the chat feature, you need to send your email to Mr. Korn so he can send you an application to see if you qualify for their services.
All right.
All right. Now, please mute your screen, and Mr. Korn will be very patiently waiting for your email address. So you have 2 seconds to send it. All right. Have you received Ms. Wilkie's email? Ms.
I have not
Wilkie?
received her application yet, no.
But
I
you
have
have
Mr.
her
Co-
email
I have
address.
Mr. Koger's email address. Oh, yeah, I have Ms. Wilkie's email address.
Okay, all right.
And I've sent her an application. I'm waiting for a response.
Is there anyone else on the Zoom who has a case or doesn't know whether they have a case, but was summoned to appear in court? I have someone called iPhone, but I have no idea who that person is. Could the person with the name iPhone please identify yourself? All right. Mr. Jordan, okay, fine. Tucson, is it possible to get a GCIC? Thank you. You're the best. Okay. All right. Fine. All right, Ms. Marshall Story, Mr. Tucson Howard from the pretrial office is going to present us with an updated GCIC, and you would have to email it to Ms. Marshall Story, okay? Gracias. Mucho gracias. Okay.
Well, if it's easier for for Mr. Tucson, if there is a prior DUI, that's what I need to know.
Yeah.
Or a subsequent DUI.
Thank you, Tucson. You're the best. All right. Okay. I'm going to be addressing the cases in the courtroom. Ms. Wanda Gant, are we ready? Mr. Parker, was it? The gentleman in the blue shirt?
He went back outside.
Are you both going to be represented by the PD's office or have you? Yes? Okay. All right. So why don't you come forward? And what was your name again? Mccrory, that's right. Miss Wanda Gant or Miss Helen, who did you speak with?
Yeah.
Gant, okay. And you got her phone number, her contact information?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. I have a brand new voting sign. Mr. Cohn, is there a way you can reach to Miss Wanda Gant and let her know we're ready for one of the cases?
I can, yes.
Judge, I just texted her. I do believe she may be still in a conversation with someone.
All right, Mr. Mccrory, have a seat on that bench right there. As soon as your attorney is free, we'll be able to address it. Oh, there she is. Excellent. Ms. Gant, we have Mr. Mccrory, position 28.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mccrory qualifies for our services. And I would ask that he be reset to the next status calendar.
Reason for that?
We do not have discovery in his case, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Githia or Ms. Marshall Story?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objections.
All right. Let me see now. All right, Mr. Mccrory, we have your current address as Jones Road. Is that correct?
Yes,
2135?
2135 John Road.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So you are represented by the Public Defender's Office. We're going to reset it to, what was it, September 6th? Was that the status calendar?
I thought it was a 9th, Judge. I think it's the 9th.
9th? Okay. So we're going to reset it to September 9th. Status calendar.
Yes.
Ms. Gant, did Mr. Mccrory convey the offer to you?
No, I will need to get that, Your Honor.
Okay, it was 12 months probation, $300 fine, and an anti-theft class. And I will terminate the probation and suspend the fine upon completion of the class.
Oh, I ain't even say that.
Oh. Mr. Mccrory, are you speaking?
No, we can go ahead. I'll wait.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Do y'all want to talk?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to withdraw my ruling on a possible plea until September 9th. So Mr. Mccrory, you're going to come back on September 9th and your attorney is going to talk to get information and see if they still want to proceed with the plea offer. All right?
Okay.
I don't know if the same plea offer will be the same on September 9th, okay? Just make sure whatever is offered right now may not necessarily be the same on September 9th. I just always say that because I have no idea whether the prosecutor is going to keep the same plea or they're going to change it.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
All right. You're free to go. Make sure that you come back on September 9th. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, if you'd like to come. And she was position 20, wasn't it?
Your Honor, are you asking for updates on the other three? I do have announcements for
Yeah,
3 additional positions.
well, go ahead.
Position 24, Leroy Davis.
24.
No, that is not 24. Let me,
That
Mr.
is
Leroy
24.
Davis is
24.
position 22.
22.
That's
Yes, Your Honor, that will be
It's 24 on our calendar, but I've got it. Leroy Denoris Davis, yeah.
yes,
Where
Your
is
Honor.
he?
Your Honor, I've released him. That's a waiver. We are pleading, I'm waiving his arraignment and requesting a jury trial.
Okay, so the PD's office is representing them, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so Davis is going to be further notice for jury trial. And we'll issue a case management order for that case. And that completes that matter, okay? Thank you. All right, moving on, what was the other one?
Maisha Frazier, position 15.
Okay,
Does not qualify for the services of the public defender.
Ms. Frazier is in front of us right now, okay, so we'll address that.
And position, last name Smith, 27.
She's got a conflict defender. That's one of the conflict defender.
Yeah, isn't that the one where you told her she needed to go get conflict counsel?
Yes, that is my announcement. She qualifies for our services, but she is a conflict for our office.
Okay, yeah, I've instructed her to go upstairs and make sure that she applies for conflict counsel.
I'm taking care of that, Judge.
Yeah, we've already got that down. Anything else?
And Your Honor, I am in the process of completing the interview with position 33, Mr. Walker.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, Miss Maisha, right?
Yes.
Maisha Frazier, you've been accused of battery, family violence in case 20 CR 0039558Y. You have been, this was from June 22nd, 2020. You have been advised of your right to remain silent. As you do not qualify for the public defender's office, you would either have to hire your own attorney or proceed pro se, or represent yourself. What would you like to do?
I think I could represent myself because the person who is the victim, I would say, in the case is not a victim in the case and don't even know that I'm even going through it still right now. They're not even out here or nothing.
Okay. So please understand that by representing yourself, that you have a duty to understand how the law applies to the facts of the case.
Okay.
And I don't know what the prosecutor is going to do with the case. So even if the alleged victim does not testify, the state still has the right to proceed.
Right.
Okay. So I have Mr. Tucson walking back into the courtroom. If you please have a seat on the bench right there. Miss.
Oh.
You went through from 2002 and 2019.
Your Honor, what position number are we referring?
That was on Mr. Padmore.
Padmore, okay.
April. April. Is it on April? If they show it on here, it means opening the paper. All right, in cycle 2, Mr. Padmore was DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol. And this, and then that's it. I don't see any additional cycles.
Is the court saying that it's his only DUI arrest?
I have, I don't see any other DUI arrests.
Okay, so cycle 2 is the current DUI arrest that's in front of the court.
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, on this matter, based on the statutory minimums, the state is prepared to offer on a plea to the DUI charge, 12 months to serve 24 hours with credit for time served, the balance being served on probation, a $300 fine, the risk reduction program, along with alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment if necessary, 40 hours of community service, and 1 victim impact panel. And again, based on the court assisting with his GCIC, again, sir, that is the statutory minimum for this particular case.
Understood. Mr. Padmore wanted an opportunity to represent himself and confer with the prosecution based on you getting an updated GCIC. So will you give him that opportunity?
I mean, I'm happy to, but I've put the offer on the record.
Understood.
I can't discuss any further, any mitigating circumstances with him. The offer won't change. There's nothing that will change that offer. If he does not understand the offer, perhaps the court can explain it further to him.
Mr. Padmore, would you like the opportunity to speak to the prosecution? I understand that you do not qualify, but you want to talk to the solicitor. Do you still want to do that?
Yes, ma'am. I wanted a chance to get a lawyer because I really don't understand exactly what I'm being offered. So I don't want to accept anything and not be full understanding of what I'm accepting.
All right. So you want to plead not guilty, get an attorney, and then speak to the prosecution?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first of all, I'm going to arraign your case. In other words, I'm going to accept a not guilty plea. And then you can go and give you another court date and you can get an attorney and convey the offer. Do you have a pen and paper or something so that you can understand what was being offered?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So they're saying 12 months to serve, no jail time. I think it was 24 hours, credit for time served 24 hours, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So it's 12 months probation. Serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day. That means that you have no jail time. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. While you're on probation, you will complete a risk reduction program, which is similar to a defensive driving course. They want you to complete an alcohol and drug evaluation by a healthcare provider. It's normally a one-time thing. But if the provider says you need treatment, then you need to submit yourself to that treatment. This is all part of a standard DUI offer. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you writing this down or?
Yes, I'm writing it down.
Okay.
I got a risk reduction, alcohol, evaluation treatment, 12-month probation.
40 hours of voluntary community service. And attend 1 victim impact panel. That's normally a presentation of the devastation that DUI can cause.
Can you repeat that last one?
1 victim impact panel.
Thank you.
All right. So 12 months probation, while you're on probation, to pay $300 fine, risk reduction, alcohol and drug evaluation, 40 hours community service, and 1 victim impact panel. All right. So that is the offer. And would you like to consider it, or would you like to get an attorney?
Is it possible for me to get an attorney? I would appreciate that.
And how are you going to get the attorney?
I just have to look around.
Okay. So right now, do you want me to read the accusations, or do you waive a reading of the accusations?
I'm not understanding.
I'm going to arraign you. In other words, you're going to enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay.
All right. And the question I'm asking you is, do you want me to read the formal charges against you, or do you waive the reading of the charges?
I'll waive the reading.
Okay. Mr. Padmore, in case 20 CR 003-717Y, you've been accused of DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, failure to maintain lane or improper lane change, and reckless driving. These 3 misdemeanor criminal charges allegedly occurred on April 21st, 2019 in Fulton County, Georgia. Upon your entry of a not guilty plea, the case will be scheduled for trial. You can decide whether you want a bench trial, which is a trial before a judge, or whether you want a jury trial, which is trial before a jury. Obviously, the jury trial is going to be scheduled a lot further out. But in the meantime, upon your entry of a not guilty plea, at the time of trial, the prosecution will have the complete burden to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If they succeed, you could be convicted and face a penalty of up to a year in prison and or up to $1,000 fine for each convicted offense. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Given this information, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
All right. Your case has been formally arraigned. Please find an attorney within the next couple of days because they would need to file the necessary paperwork within the next 10 days. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You've got the plea offer. You need to have an attorney. Your next court date is going to be September 9th for a final plea. If you and your attorney decide that you want to continue with the trial, they can just cancel that hearing, say that you want a trial, and we'll schedule your case for a trial. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Make sure you come back on September 9th. Do we have your correct contact information? I have Glenn Ivy. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And your number ends in 9365?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Make sure you get your attorney and get this resolved.
I will.
Thank you. You're free to
Appreciate it.
go. Mhm. All right, Mr. Frazier, Maisha Frazier. All right, Ms. Frazier, have you already advised of your right to remain silent and you do not qualify for the public defender's office? Ms. Githia, do you have an offer for, Ms. Frazier? Or was it Ms. Marshall Story, position 17?
What position is that?
17, Maisha Frazier. She does not qualify for the services of the public defender's office.
That is Ms. Marshall Story's case.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ms. Marshall Story, what's the offer for Ms. Frazier?
You're mute.
You're on mute, Ms. Marshall Story.
I've not been able to reach the victim in this matter, and I do believe that talking to the victim would probably help to resolve the case. I can give an offer, but that would be an offer without having talked to the victim, and it would be on the high side.
Okay. Ms. Frazier, would you like an opportunity to get an attorney?
Yes, if I can, because I mean, she's trying to reach out to the victim, right? But the victim is not going to answer. The victim is probably in Miami right now.
Where?
The victim is probably not going to answer because she's probably in Miami right now or probably arrested somewhere. Who knows? But she's not going to answer because the whole situation that happened.
I don't want to hear the situation. I just need to know whether you are available to come back on September 9th, or you have a right to plead not guilty, like what I just did.
Yeah, because it's not, I'm not guilty.
Okay. Do you want me to read the accusation or do you waive a reading?
No, you can read it.
Oops. There you are. All right. And Ms. Frazier, is Beaver Ruin your correct address?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna send you upstairs to also change your address because we don't have your correct address. Just give us your correct address, phone number, and email, all right? But meanwhile, this is case 20 CR 0039588Y, State versus Maisha Frazier, charged with battery domestic violence. The accusation in this particular case has not been filed. Oh, here it is, excuse me. Was filed on July 6, 2020. I guess this case was in the city of Atlanta?
Yes.
Oh dear, this accusation's not opening up. Okay, there we go. Ms. Frazier, the Solicitor General's Office of Fulton County hereby charges and accuses Maisha Frazier with the offense of battery domestic violence, a misdemeanor, in Fulton County, Georgia, on or about June 22nd, 2020, did intentionally cause visible bodily harm to Tiara Haynes, who is the other person in the same household, by striking her in the face in violation of Georgia law 16-5-23.1F1. All right, that's the accusation. Upon your entry of a not guilty plea, the case will be then set for trial.
Okay.
You are legally presumed innocent of this charge, and at the time of trial, the prosecution has the complete burden to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
If they prevail, you could be convicted and face a penalty of up to a year in prison and/or up to $1,000 fine. Given this information, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
All right. Your case has been arraigned. Further notice for trial. I'm going to reset it for September 9th for you to get an attorney and come back. Oh, what's the final plea calendar? 16, sorry. It's going to be 16, all right?
Okay.
If you decide to take the plea, great. But if the state has not reached the victim by then let's see what happens then, okay?
Okay.
But make sure you get an attorney.
Oh, well, thank you.
All
Your Honor, that I understand what the court said, but I would, if the defendant's able to get an attorney, I do believe that there are some conversations to be had regarding this matter. And that's why I wasn't able to give an offer that I thought would be a fair and just offer at this time, just based on the reading of the complaint.
What would you like to do then? What would you like to do then?
Oh, no, I'm just advising that if she can get an attorney, it may be worth that, because I can have those discussions with an attorney. I cannot have them with her.
Do you understand, Ms. Frazier?
Judge, I'm the attorney.
If you get an attorney and the attorney contacts Ms. Marshall's story, you could possibly, very strongly possibly, get your case resolved.
So you want me, honestly, I'm going to get an attorney, yes. I'm also wait till trial as well, because the person is not going to show up. It's going to really be a waste of time.
Understood. Ms. Marshall's story is saying that if you get an attorney, it may help matters move it along.
I could try to find
in a
one.
good direction.
I could try to, I'm not from here. I could try to find one. But
okay. All right. And if you have a pen there, you can write down her email.
I'm writing it down for you.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to get you your email for Ms. Marshall's story for your attorney to contact her.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, as soon as you get that, you're free to go.
Okay, thank you.
September 9th. Are we changing our address here?
I'm doing it now too.
Okay.
Wait, the 9th or the 16th? Oh, I mean, or the 13th?
16. Sorry.
I'm gonna write that down too.
Okay, thank you.
You'll receive another notice to this new address though.
All right. Mr. Korn, anything to report?
Yes, Your Honor, I have reviewed a couple of applications, both of whom qualify. Got a couple more to do. Let's see, Mr. Chappelle, number 20 on your calendar does qualify.
I don't see it in zip code.
And at this time, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty, waive further reading of the charges, and ask for the case be set for case management so we can complete discovery.
All right. So this is position 220, Frederick Chappelle. Is he present or was he?
He was.
Mr. Chappelle?
Yes.
There you are. Okay. Mr. Chappelle, you qualify for the public defender's office, so you'll need to maintain communication with the attorneys there. Understood?
Yes.
You need to make sure also that you always have a current contact address with the court. Your attorney is filing what we call a waiver of arraignment. So that means that you've entered a not guilty plea and the case is going to be scheduled for trial. I'll issue a case management order. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Do not forget to, all right, Mr. Korn, anything else on the Chappelle case?
Not on the Chappelle case.
All right.
I'm sorry, what was the court date?
Yes.
I don't have a court date.
Okay. We'll look
Unless
for
you
notice.
want to reset it for a final plea.
No, not yet. I'll wait the case management order.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chappelle. You're free to go.
Okay, thank you.
Next case announcement.
Let's see, I got Khalees Watson, number 5 on your calendar.
All right. Was Miss Watson in the courtroom?
She is.
Oh,
She
she's
seems
on
to
Zoom.
come on. She's
Oh,
coming
there
on.
she is. Okay. She's
Judge,
position 5. Okay.
Right. She also qualifies, and I'm going to at this time enter a plea of not guilty, waive further reading of the charges, ask the case be set for case management so we can complete discovery.
So you want me to arraign her or are you filing a waiver of arraignment?
We'll waive arraignment at this time, Judge.
Okay, so you'll
Verbally.
file a waiver of arraignment, not guilty. And was it reset for a final plea or a trial?
Final plea, Judge.
Final plea? September 16th?
Thank you very much.
Mr. Cohen, am I resetting it for a final plea then?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Ms. Watson, you're represented by the Public Defender's Office. They've filed a waiver. They will file a waiver of arraignment, which means that you're entering a plea of not guilty. And the request is to reset the case to September 16 for a final plea hearing.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
And-
any questions?
No.
All right. Make sure that we have your current address, phone number, and email with the court at all time, and maintain communication with the Public Defender's Office, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Korn, anyone
Yeah.
else?
I do have one other that is complete. Brian Koger, number 8 on the calendar,
Yes, sir.
and he does qualify. He's on the Zoom. He does qualify. We would be at this time waiving arraignment, entering a plea of not guilty on his behalf, and setting the case, asking the case be set for final plea, so we can complete discovery.
All right, Mr. Koger, you're going to be, where did he go? There he is. Mr. Koger, you're going to be represented by the Public Defender's Office. Make sure you maintain communication with the office. Understood?
All right, yes, ma'am.
And so Mr. Korn is going to file a waiver of arraignment and enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Your case is going to be scheduled to September 16th at 9 a.m. for a final plea hearing. In other words,
Okay.
if you all accept the plea offer, then we'll enter a final plea at that time and close the case out. Okay?
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, and that was case number
8, Brian Koger.
Thank
8
you.
on, yeah, 8 on the calendar.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Any other announcements, Mr. Korn?
I have one other that I am working with Ms. Wilkie on, but I'm gonna need her to call me because she sent an application. I haven't received it, but we're just gonna do it over the phone.
Okay.
So I'm
Ms.
giving her my
Wilkie.
phone number in the chat.
All right, Ms. Wilkie, please call the public defense attorney, Mr. Korn, otherwise it's going to take a lot longer to resolve your application.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Gant, I have a few people in the courtroom. I don't know who's represented by you and who's not. So the gentleman in the green t-shirt, are you represented by the public defender's office?
She said doesn't qualify for.
Why don't you come forward so I can hear you better? Careful. Yeah, you see, yeah.
Your Honor, if that is Mr. Walker, position 30, he does not qualify for the services of the public defender.
Okay. So, Mr. Walker, you do not qualify. What would you like to do, attorney-wise? Represent yourself or?
I do want to move forward, but I want to make the best decision so I can end everything.
Okay. Ms. Marshall Story, is this your case?
This is my case, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Githia. So Mr. Harold Walker Jr., your case is 20 CR 004-448Y. On June 8, 2019, you were charged with 2 counts of simple battery and 2 counts of battery. Do you recall?
It was
No, don't tell me about the facts of the case. I'm just asking whether you recall the incident.
yes, I recall the incident.
Okay.
It was false.
Okay. So you want to get the representation of an attorney, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask the prosecutor what the offer is for your charges. Ms. Githia, have you all had a chance to speak to the alleged victims?
Let me double check, Your Honor. I believe we have.
I still have Hollywood West Apartments as your address, is that
Yes.
correct? At 1033?
Yes.
30318?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We have been unable to speak with the victim on this one, Your Honor.
All right, how would you all want to proceed on the offer?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The offer on this one is 12 months probation, 2 anger management classes, and no further violent contact with Tiande Wright.
What was that offer again? Sorry? 12 months probation?
Yes, 2 anger management classes.
And no further violent contact. All right. So, Mr. Walker, like I was saying, you do have a right to remain silent about the facts of the case. Don't discuss the case because your statements can be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. You can hire an attorney or you can represent yourself. But if you choose to represent yourself, you are responsible for understanding how the law applies to the facts of the case. Okay? I can reset your case for a final plea offer to September 16. All right? But you'll need to make sure you bring your attorney with you. And make sure so your attorney gets a chance to speak to the prosecutor. All right? But right now, what they're offering you to close the case is 12 months to be served on probation. You take 2 anger management classes and you don't have any violent contact with Tianga. Is that correct?
Tiande.
Tianga?
Tiande.
Repeat.
Tiande Wright.
Tiande Wright. Okay. No further violent contact means that you can communicate with this person. You can be in the same room. You just cannot have any physical or verbal fights with him or her. Understood?
Yes.
So that's what they're offering right now. Would you like to proceed with that? Or would you like to speak to an attorney?
when I come back with the attorney and she's still not come, yeah, I won't have any
There's
contract.
no guarantee that the offer will be the same.
The one be signed, but I'm saying will it be dismissed? That's why.
You want it dismissed?
Yes,
Okay, so you want to plead not guilty?
yes. When my attorney come, and I was like, if I was to say I want to end it today, you said take the classes. I had just started yesterday probation officer. I just started probation yesterday.
Oh, okay,
And
so
I
you have
got,
another case in which you're on probation?
yes, and I'm doing anger management class as well. I just
Okay.
all this just started yesterday.
All right, Ms. Kithia, he's on probation in which anger management classes are also required. So he's wondering whether that would be sufficient.
With it, y'all run a good car since I'm already enrolled. Just as it started yesterday.
It's up to her to decide whether I can't
What-
force it.
I
What,
just enrolled yesterday. Yesterday was my first day going out there making my payment, and for the English Management program, I got to do that for 6 months.
is he doing the family violence intervention? Is that what he's saying?
Yes.
What program are you in?
I think it's an English Management program. I got to do it for 6 months. I don't know.
6-month program. It
Yeah,
includes anger management.
I think what's his name? They wrote it down for me. It's a dude. He gonna be virtual.
Okay.
I forgot his name by heart. Like I said, I just did these steps yesterday.
Okay. All right, Ms. Kithia, it looks like it's a 6-month-long program, including anger management classes. What do you think it is?
Is it involving the same victim?
Nope.
At this time, Your Honor, because it is 2 separate cases, I would object to having the 2 merged together.
No, not merged, but he was wondering whether he could use those anger management classes and apply it towards
This case
this
over
offer.
with. That case over with.
Because it is 2 separate victims, I would not be able to do that.
So she won't be able to do that.
Okay. Well, I'll come back with my lawyer and just move forward.
So right now, you're going to plead not guilty, right?
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we'll see you on September. I'm going to change it to September, was it 6? What? A status calendar? 9. You're going to come back on September 9.
Okay.
And you're going to get an attorney?
Yes.
All right. And at that time, your attorney is either going to enter your not guilty plea, or you are going to enter a not guilty plea, or you and your attorney have spoken to them and decided you want to take the plea.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You're free to go. Thank you. Ms. Gack, do you have anyone else to report?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The gentleman in a black t-shirt, do you have a case with us?
Please so. Yes. He's position 1 on the Orca B.
Okay. And Mr. Diallo Hopper, have you got the plea paperwork? Have you reviewed them?
No, ma'am.
Weren't you here for a plea?
Sorry.
You're here to take a plea, aren't you? All right.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Okay. Come around, sir, to the podium. All right.
Your Honor, I have not had the opportunity to speak with him. If he is desiring the services of the Public Defender's Office, I am certainly happy to speak with him.
Yeah, okay. So,
he's on the
on June 22nd, a plea was vacated because a plea was vacated because apparently it was a different defendant. It was the wrong defendant taking a plea in this case. You understand, sir?
Oh, yes, I do. I remember.
And so we are simply bringing it back. But that plea was vacated. Bring it back for the actual Mr. Diallo Colston Harper. Is that you?
Yes.
To take the plea. Would you still like him to speak to the public defender's office?
Yes, if I could, yes.
No, yeah. You still want to talk to the public defender's office? Call it.
Yes, please.
All right, so if you want to step outside and call that number.
Okay.
You have your phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Okay, go talk to her.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Korn is still busy with Miss Wilkes and Miss Gant is with Mr. Harper. And I don't have anyone else that's not been addressed on the Zoom. The non-pros. This is one hanging in the machine. I still think about your meal, so. Oh my goodness.
What happened? You had a meal?
Oh, she made a fantastic meal for Father's Day. While we're waiting for the others, I'll just go over the calendar right now. I have one case, Diallo Colston Harper, who's speaking to the PD's office. This is the one where we took a plea on June 22nd for this case, but it turned out to be the wrong individual. I honestly don't know how that happened, but it happens. On the Orca status calendar, position number 1, Lauren Ann Walsh. Lauren Ann Walsh did not report. This is simple battery, domestic violence. Any announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is requesting a bench warrant.
Granted. Tariq Holmes. Tariq Rehan Holmes.
Same announcement, Your Honor, the state is requesting a bench warrant.
All right. Let me just check on one thing. Do you know if these individuals are residentially challenged?
Your Honor, I can go into Odyssey and take
No,
a
no.
look, but I do
I'm-
believe a prior bench warrant was issued in the division court area, but let me confirm that.
No, I'm looking to see. I'm looking to see. So if there's an initial one, then
From the division judge. If it was the one with the division judge, it wouldn't be on a calendar.
yeah. I don't see a bench warrant for Rohan or Walsh. They do have an FTA, but I don't see a warrant.
None of the cases on our calendar today should
Yeah.
have FTA status or we wouldn't have them. So
Your
maybe
Honor, I'm sorry, is this Tariq Rajan Holmes?
Yeah.
It does say failure to appear on
Yeah.
5/26/2021.
Right, but no warrant was issued. All our cases do not have warrants right now. It's just FTAs. It's just indicating that they failed to appear in court on May 26th.
Yes, and the state would argue that a bench warrant should be issued because there was an opportunity to come to court on the 21st, I'm sorry, on the 26th of May, and defendant did not appear. But of course, I understand because this is the Orca calendar and we are trying to resolve cases if the court wants to put it over for one more date.
No, I'm issuing a bench warrant, so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Brandon Bradwell was criminal trespass Any feedback on that case?
Yes, the state is requesting a bench warrant. This does involve a victim, Your Honor.
Okay. Granted. James Stover.
Your Honor, again, this case actually involves the Elizabeth Baptist Church. And for those reasons, we don't see why a bench warrant should not be issued.
All right, I'm looking at his booking screen. The criminal trespasses were not crossed on July 11th, 2018. This case should not have been on at all.
Your Honor, I'm looking in Odyssey for James Stover.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'm in the wrong screen.
Look under jailings.
Under jailings. Okay.
He was booked on July 12th, 2018, released on October 13, 2018, confined 94 days, and the criminal trespass charges were not crossed. He was transferred out pursuant to a foreign hold.
There were 2 criminal trespass charges, and the court is saying on the jailing screen that both were no processed.
Yep, hang on. Let me go back to the screen again.
I do see that there was a transfer from the DA's office. As
Let
we
me see.
attempt-
Mr. Jordan, can you give me screen share rights, please? I hope I can do this right. Do you see that in the jailings, Casey?
What?
Or James Stover?
Well, first of all, this ain't the right person. Hold on, Joe.
Position 4. I'm just waiting for the host to disable, to give me screen share rights.
What it says him.
One moment, Your Honor.
What booking number are you looking under, Judge?
1813998.
Oh, okay. Let me look up there because I don't see. 1813998.
1813998.
It looked like they dismissed it under the pre-file in Superior Court, so I don't know if that's why.
Yes, I believe that's why, Your Honor. The case was initially charged as a felony, and then it was sent to the solicitor's office to be prosecuted as a state court misdemeanor.
Okay. I'm going to put this case on the dead docket.
Your Honor, that would be over the state's objections.
Understood,
This involves a prominent church. I've read the incident report. They were concerned enough that graciousness that God would have given, they chose not to. And so for those reasons, I would respectfully ask that you not place it on the dead docket.
Understood. Its overall objection is noted. Okay, moving on. Position 5, Watson is reset to September 16, represented by the PD's office, and there's a waiver of arraignment. Position 6, Padmore has been arraigned, reset to September 9th for a final plea. Position 7 is returned to the division judge. Position 8, Brian Koger is has been arraigned, is represented by the PD's office, filing a waiver of arraignment.
Your Honor, my apologies, and I'm sorry to keep interrupting. Regarding position number 7, what was the court's determination?
It was returned to the division judge.
Yes, you do see that a jury trial is scheduled for this defendant on August 9th of 2022 in Judge Edie's courtroom.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Position 8 is represented by the PD's office, who's filing a waiver arraignment and reset to September 16 for a final plea if possible. Position 9, private counsel, pending discovery. The case is reset to September 16 for a final plea, and they'll be filing a waiver agreement. Position 10 is position 10, Mamudu Jallo. Mamudu Jallo. Let's see.
If defendant is not in court, the state is requesting a bench warrant, Your Honor.
Okay, maybe I pulled out the wrong case, excuse me.
Review my calendar.
All right. Mr. Jallo did not appear in court. This is a domestic violence situation. We do have an address. We do not have return to sender. All right, issuing a bench warrant for that.
Thank you.
Position 11 has also been sent back to the division judge. That's Dexteria Smith. All right, so did you want an announcement on that? Dexteria Smith?
The state is requesting a bench warrant.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
No, that case has been taken from Orca and sent back to Judge Edie. It's scheduled for a hearing on August 24th.
Thank you.
Okay, position 12 has been null prost, Pamela Butler. Position 13, Amber Garcia. And she's charged with simple battery domestic violence. She failed to appear on June 1st, 2021, September 21st, 2021. We do have an address on file in Griffin, Georgia. What's the state's position?
State is requesting a bench warrant.
Okay, granted. Position 14, Miller, is reset to September 16 for a final plea. 15, Jerry Dwayne Johnson.
Your Honor, I actually have a no pros for this case. I was hoping the defendant would appear, but I'm going to go ahead and file that no process, and I will send that to Ms. Strong.
All right, thank you very much. Position 16, Lawrence McCracken. We had a return address. All right, we've got a Winds Ridge Circle in Southeast 1004. Let me see. We've had 2 return to senders. What was the state's position?
Your Honor, the state's position, because this is a very serious matter of a driving under the influence with alcohol less safe, along with reckless driving, and there's also a per se charge. The state is requesting a bench warrant.
Granted. Position 17, Maisa Frazier does not qualify for the PD, and she is requested a reset to September 16. She has been arraigned and she needs to retain counsel. Position 18, Joshua George, simple battery.
Judge Edie's case manager asked for this to be returned. I just wanted to make sure that the attorney didn't show before I made the announcement.
Okay. Go, Ms. Strong, the litigation manager, has announced that there's been a request to remove this case from Orca and send it back to the division judge.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Position 19, Anthony Bills is null prost. Position 10, Frederick Chappelle. It qualifies for the PD's office, and he's filed a waiver arraignment, and that's going to be further notice for trial. Oh dear, okay, it's a bunch of no-shows now. Before I move on with position 21 onwards, Mr. Korn, do you have any announcements?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Number 31, Jennifer Wilkie is the last one I reviewed, and she does qualify for the public defender's office, and we will represent her. I would note that the alleged victim in this case has also been charged, although subsequently, but we do not represent him, so there's no conflict at this point. So at this time, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of Ms. Wilkie, waive arraignment, waive any formal reading of the charges, and that's the case be moved to the final plea calendar so that we can begin the process of discovery and resolving this case if possible.
All right, Ms. Jennifer Wilkie, you're going to be represented by the Public Defender's Office. Please make sure you maintain current contact and communication with the office, and that you maintain a current address and contact information with the clerk of court. Your attorney on your behalf is going to waive arraignment and enter a not guilty plea, and your case is going to be reset to September 16th at 9 a.m. for a final plea hearing.
Okay.
All right, any questions?
No.
All right, thank you so much for appearing and being so patient to get this all pinned down. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Wilkie. We'll be in touch.
All right,
Okay.
thank you. You're free to go. Mr. Korn, all right, so I'm going to go back down the calendar from position 21. James Calhoun, theft by taking, has not reported. Let's see what's going on. Any announcements for Mr. Calhoun?
The state, he failed to also appear 9/21/21, and while in custody, he was accused of stealing $350 from another inmate, which they did find on his person. So the state will request a bench warrant.
This occurred while they were incarcerated, correct?
Yes.
And he's been released since then? Okay. When did he take, what's the date of this? July 26, 2018.
Correct. He was in custody for 2 days. Your Honor, I believe.
Each time he took $250?
According to the police report, the incident report, another inmate had stated they were missing money, and that exact amount was found on Mr. Calhoun.
Okay.
So what is their charge? Is that this theft by taking charge?
I'm sorry?
Is that this theft by taking charge?
Yeah, the second charge? Was it theft by taking?
No, this is theft by taking. But he
Theft
was
by taking, yeah.
right.
So I was asking, was she saying this is the charge where he took the money from the other person?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. Bench warrant. Anyanya Lachey Chambers.
The state will request a bench warrant, Your Honor.
They don't have an address for her.
I'm going to put this on the dead docket. We have absolutely no contact information, none.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Michael Stinchcomb. Theft by shoplifting.
He also failed to appear on September 21st, 2021. The state would request a bench warrant, Your Honor.
All right. It's granted. Position 24, Leroy Davis is represented by the Public Defender's Office, who's filed a waiver of arraignment or will be filing a waiver of arraignment as demanded jury trial. So this is going back to the division judge for a trial. All the cases that are going back to the division judge, we've already issued or have filed waiver arraignments. We've issued case management orders. All right, position 25, the case is scheduled, that's Rachel Roger. She's scheduled for August 12th. So we'll see that case on August 12th. Asa Kimoto Taylor. Asa Kimoto Taylor. Ms.
Your Honor,
Caitlin?
he also failed to appear on September 21st, 2021. The state would ask for a bench warrant.
This one's granted. 27, we have Mr. Drew Jackson, failure to maintain lane, DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe, and reckless driving, and following too closely. He hasn't reported.
Mr. Jackson also failed to appear on September 21st, 2021, and given the seriousness of these charges, the state requests a bench warrant.
Granted. We had a return to sender as well for these notices, so his address is not good, the current address we provided. Okay. All right, Paul Mccrory, represented by the Public Defender's Office, and it's going to be reset to September 9 for a status calendar. Position 29, Teresa Hawkins.
Ms. Hawkins failed to appear on September 21st, 2021, and this is involving a fight, Your Honor. The state will request a bench warrant.
Okay. Position 30, Ms. Smith is, Sharonesia Smith is reset to September 9th. She needs to get her own attorney and is reset for a status calendar. Jennifer Wilkie is represented by the Public Defender's Office, reset to September 16 for a final plea. 32, Bashman is arraigned, further notice for trial and a case management order. So this case is going back to the division judge. I don't think I reset it yet. Harold Walker Jr. is not represented by the Public Defender's Office, needs to get his own attorney, reset to September 9 status calendar, and hopefully he does. Okay.
And Your Honor, if I may, regarding the calendar that I have, Sharasia Smith, position 27, and maybe a different position for you. She is qualified, but needs a conflict defender. Did I hear?
Oh, sorry. You're right. You're right.
She's our position 30, Judge. Sharasia
Yeah,
Smith.
got it. She needs conflict attorney. You're right. I didn't make a note of it. Okay. Anything else?
We have the position 1 on the Orca B. in the
Okay.
courtroom.
So any other questions from the Orca E status calendar? No? Okay. I've got Diallo Harper over here. Mr. Harper?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harper qualifies for our services. And I would ask that his case be reset to the next plea calendar so that I can basically get discovery in this case, Your Honor. And if
All
there
right.
is a plea offer, to have it placed on the record.
Yeah, I mean, we had already taken a plea. There was an agreement to take the plea, but apparently the wrong guy showed up. So I don't know. Did you, so do you discuss a plea offer with your attorney?
I was still at the Fulton County Jail on June the 2nd.
All right. So, Miss, I'm going to reset this to September 16th for a final plea. You're going to be represented by the Public Defender's Office. And if y'all take the plea, then we'll do it at that time. Are you filing a waiver of Raymond, Ms. Gann?
Yes, Your Honor, but I think we need to back up and place the plea on the record. I do not have any information regarding that. Plea
Well,
offer.
it's a vacated plea because apparently they brought the wrong guy and he took the plea for Mr. Diallo, Mr. Harper.
Okay,
So that plea is a complete nullity.
okay. And there is no new offer. That is what I'm asking.
Oh, Ms. Story or Ms. Githia, is there an offer for Orca B status calendar? Diallo Harper.
Yes, Your Honor. If Mr. Harper can provide a valid license, the state is willing to null pros this matter.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Could have flashed it the moment you got in. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
I have a copy of a valid driver's license. It appears to be valid. Is this the one that was just issued to you, sir?
In March, yes. Well, I had it
March
before
20.
then. I just changed addresses in March.
Okay.
I got it in 2018.
Oh, all right.
Mhm.
So this one was issued March 29, 2022, expires January 31st, 2026. Did you want a copy of it, Ms. Githia?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, Your Honor.
Casey, I've emailed it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
This is going to Ms. Githia.
Yeah. And Ms. Gant. Ms. Githia, as soon as you receive the email, let me know. And Ms. Gant, I think we CC'd you on it as well.
I have it, Your Honor, and I'm in the process of doing the null process now.
All right, both charges, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Harper, the state's going to submit a proposed order and I'll sign it in which they are not going to prosecute this case. The case is closed. Thank you for waiting. And did you get your license back?
Yes, ma'am.
It's in a safe, secure spot.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right, you're free to go, sir.
All right.
Thank
Everyone have a
you.
good morning, okay?
Are you too?
You too, take care. All right, pending the non-cross order, I believe that concludes the Orca calendar. Any questions, folks?
No,
We good?
Judge.
No, Your
All right.
Honor.
Thank you so much. You all
Thank
be
you,
good.
Judge.
Thank
Okay.
you, Judge. Have a great
Thank you.
weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.